Alright, I'm hoping everything is working right. How's it going, creators? Welcome to the first Koen's Corner live stream in quite some time. I'm really sorry about the delay that I've had in the last little while. Things have just been really busy. I've been working incredibly hard on the recent video that came out. But now we're finally back at it. Hello Zorro and Philip, welcome. Welcome. It's great to have you all. How are you doing today? There's so much shadow in my face. I really should get a better lighting solution, but unfortunately I don't really have the means for that at this time. This still flippin' sucks. That chat box, I still hate that. But I tried fixing that, and it was not working with me, unfortunately. So it's gonna look the way that it does. Maybe I will look for a different alternative to that. Maybe I should combine Streamlabs with Stream Elements. Maybe that will work. Was eating popcorn earlier, and now I have it stuck in my teeth. That always happens. That always happens. You always get popcorn stuck in your teeth when you're having popcorn. That always sucks. The last time I went to my local theater, I had popcorn stuck in my teeth for like 3 days straight. Because it was a very small piece that I could not get out of there. Been busy cleaning until my sister comes over at 4. Nice. I hope you all have a wonderful time over there. In the meantime, I got myself a beer. Not really the usual drink that I would get on Koen's Corner, but it is what we have in the house right now, and I did not feel like going to my local grocery store for the sake of having a breezer today, so gonna have to make do with what we have. Cheers, creators. Oh, Michael Jackson. I didn't even know that was out already. That was one that that actually got me very curious. because I love autobiographies like that. I think they're always so incredibly interesting to watch, just to see the different perspectives on the media has about a certain celebrity, either past or still alive or whatever, and you really get a good sense of what their life was like and whatnot. It went in premiere like 2 days ago. Okay, good to know. I'll give that a look at some point. But first, I'm gonna be watching the Super Mario Brothers movie with some friends of mine very soon. That will happen in about 2 weeks from now, I think. I need to double check that real quick. Yeah, in about 2 weeks, we're gonna see the Super Mario Brothers movie, which is gonna be a lot of fun. I have not heard a lot of good things about that. A lot of people don't like it, as far as I'm aware anyway. So I don't really know what to expect. I will say this though. I do think that the Super Mario Brothers Galaxy, the Super Mario Brothers movie, Jesus, the Mario Galaxy movie is, I think that one is kind of a victim of high expectations, because it's Mario Galaxy. It's gotta be, it's one of the most beloved and greatest Mario games of all time. It's not really up, very high up on my personal list. I think there are other games in that franchise that I think are much better than the Mario Galaxy games, but they're definitely still very good. But because a lot of people just really love the Mario Galaxy games, they just had very high expectations for it, which is too bad, really, because it ended up. The Galaxy movie just ended up not quite being what people wanted it to be, and it just ended up being very disappointing as a result. So I thought it was alright. The story wasn't that good, but it was still fun. Yeah, that was kind of the common consensus that I hear about it. Like, a lot of people were disappointed by the story of it, which I am one to argue that the original didn't even have that great of a story. The first movie was fine for what it is in terms of its story, but it was definitely nothing groundbreaking. It was exactly what we were expecting that movie to be. Like, the story was, about as bare bones as it could possibly be, and it had to be filled up with so much crap that, like, it was literally just a collection of references to the Mario franchise, things that we were familiar with. And I think that's what many people got caught up on when they were watching it, was that was the amount of references. It was familiar to them. Like, that was obviously Charles Martinet, which who did a quick voice in the game. There was all of the music that was actually used in the game that got remixed in the movie. The Toads, the Princess, obviously there was Bowser. All of the characters that we were familiar with were there, most of them anyway. There was a Super Smash inspired scene in it. Mario Kart made an appearance. The Star, of course, Starman. Like, there was so much in that movie that we were all familiar with, that we all know and love, and I think it's fantastic for the references. I don't think it's all that fantastic for the story of it, though, because the story is really nothing to write home about. Because it's literally just Mario and Luigi enter the Mushroom Kingdom by complete chance. Luigi ends up in Bowser's castle, gets locked up, and it is up to Mario to save Luigi. How in the world he's gonna end up to that point was literally just go through a bunch of trials, travel across the world, and that's it. The characters were interesting. The characters were written really well in the original. I love, I especially love the way that the princess was written. But like, that was the main thing that people loved about it. The pacing was all over the place. Yeah. I can't speak on that yet because I haven't seen it. But we'll see. The point is that the first Mario movie was really nothing to write home about. It was perfectly fine for what it is, and if you're a fan of the series, you would probably like it just fine. The Mario Galaxy movie is just... I think that one was just kind of a victim of high expectations. Which I don't even know if those high expectations are misguided or not. I'm going to assume that they are, considering that the movie was made by Illumination, for one thing. Like, if you have high expectations for a movie made by Illumination, that is on you. Because Illumination movies rarely hit the mark. The fact that the Mario movie, the first Mario movie hit the mark was a miracle. And the only reason why it ever made the mark was because Nintendo was involved with it. And they had direct involvement with the creative process of that movie and its release. If it wasn't for Nintendo, that movie would have looked very differently. Finally got the popcorn out of my teeth. Nice. The popcorn is probably going to be stuck in my teeth for a while after I go to see the movie. On a completely unrelated note, let's actually talk about something cool that I've been wanting to get into for a little bit. I haven't gotten them yet. King's Day is upon us. I'm excited for tomorrow. Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of partying in the Netherlands. It's gonna be our lovely king's birthday tomorrow. And the Netherlands likes to celebrate that with lots of loud music, lots of snacks, lots of alcohol, and lots of partying. So, yeah, that's gonna be fun. And I'm very, very excited for it. Anyway, what I wanted to show, I don't have a full screen. I don't even have a full screen button on my, I don't have a full screen thing. That's kind of an issue. Okay. I need to fix that. 1 second, guys. I'm just gonna add a scene real quick to my OBS, or my Streamlabs, sorry. Because I haven't done that yet. The screen is gonna go black for a little bit. I'm really sorry. I need to add a few sources to this. Most notably my screen, my display capture and whatnot. Hey Claire, how's it going? Sorry, this is a little scuffed right now. I'm fixing it up as soon as I can. I promise. Actually, do I have a studio mode in this? Is a studio available in this frickin' thing? I have no clue. I don't think it is, actually. Edit scene transitions, that's not what I'm looking for. shit, man. This is a little annoying. I don't have a way to easily edit my my scenes without actually going into them. All because I forgot to add one to add a full screen mode into my stream. Alright, you know what? We're gonna do this a little bit differently. I'm gonna add that full screen button later. Until then, we're gonna make a full screen thing in here. So we're just gonna add a full screen capture or display capture. That's also fine. There we go. And apparently I already had one in this whole friggin' thing. Alright. We're gonna pretend none of that ever happened. Alright? We're gonna pretend none of that ever happened. And we're just gonna move on. I'm gonna turn this on. I'm really sorry we don't have a webcam. Actually, I can just... why is this not... Oh, that's because of the game capture. Alright, cool. We're gonna dump this all the way down to the friggin' bottom. There we go. So, as some of you may know, and if you don't, then first of all, hey, welcome to Koen's Corner. It's great to have you here. As some of you may know, I have been getting a lot into ballad songs in the last year and a half or so. If not longer than that. I actually forgot when exactly I started getting into flipping, but yeah, I got into ballad songs quite some time ago. Well over half a year. 1 year and a half, sorry. And one of the things that I've really wanted to get into lately has been something to do with other skill toys. So I've been trying to get my paws on a number of different skill toys that I could play with. So first of all, I got a little practice pen over here that I could use for pen spinning. I'm not especially good at it, but I want to see if I can at the very least do a thumb around here. Is that even gonna be... It might even be... It might not be in frame very well, but... Oh, yeah. I'm not especially good at pen spinning, but that is something that I'm practicing on. But I also want to get into some other skill toys, and from what I understand, these things are really freaking cool. They're called beglery, and they're basically just... They're literally just a string with these beads on them, which basically serve as the weight. And you can do all sorts of wild tricks with them. I've seen some videos of people using beglery. Like, I think Tom O'Carroll had a pretty good video on these things. Let me see. This guy is brilliant, by the way. He makes amazing videos. He doesn't upload very often, and the videos that he does upload tend to underperform extraordinarily given the amount of subscribers that he has, but I really enjoy the kind of stuff that he creates. But he made this whole video where he was trying to learn 5 skill toys in 5 days, and in this video he was practicing with the beglery. I'm gonna mute this video real quick. Look at this. Also, for some reason, this thing just made beglery into burglary, which is not at all what he is doing. But fine, man. Fine, YouTube. YouTube's AI can be so stupid, but it can also be really funny at times. I love it. But yeah, look. This is basically what you can do with the beglery. They can do some amazing things. And also a little bit of history there that I'm not going to play, but yeah. I'm enjoying the new Tomodachi life, but it's starting to feel like a job. If you don't check on your Miis, the relationship deteriorate really fast. That kind of sounds like a similar thing going on with, what is that called? Animal Crossing. Where your town basically just deteriorates really quickly when you're not active in your town that often. I was never able to get into Animal Crossing. It never seemed like that interesting of a game franchise to me. I tried getting into it a few times in the past, but it just never really caught my eye in a way that a lot of other games do, unfortunately. Oh well. Let's go for that real quick. Tomodachi Life has been taking the world by storm, though. I've been seeing a lot of videos and a lot of people playing it. A bunch of my friends are currently playing it. I don't own it, so I don't know if it's actually as fun of a game as a lot of people are making it out to be, but I'm glad that lots of people are enjoying it at the very least. That's awesome to see. It blew up on the internet on the day of release. It's honestly understandable why it did, because I don't think Tomodachi Life has been that big of a thing for a long time at this point. It was a big deal for a fair few years, but then, well, maybe I shouldn't say it was a big deal. Like, it had a couple of entries on the 3DS, I believe, and the 2DS effectively, but it never really. I don't think it really, it ever really took off in the same way that the latest entry did. I don't even know what the latest Tomodachi Life is called anymore. So, because everyone just calls it Tomodachi Life, and I'm like, alright, let's just call it that, I guess. But yeah, it's always been kind of a strange thing for me. I was never able to get into it. I'm sure it's a great game. I'm sure it's fun. I'm sure people enjoy it, but it's not living the dream. That was it. Yeah. Like, one of the things that I know about Tomodachi Life is that in previous entries in the game, what you had was just a hotel, and that is where your Miis interacted. Now it's more of a campus, and your Tomodachis, your Miis can just walk around all over the campus at their heart's content and whatnot. Okay, I'm gonna try and fix that chat box live on stream, because that is annoying the crap out of me. And I think I know how I'm gonna do it. So, hope you guys are ready for what we're gonna do next. And this certainly will not go wrong whatsoever, right? Alright, let's go. So, first of all, let's do that real quick. And let's go into this. So, right now, for those who don't know, I'm using Streamlabs to live stream all of this with, and it is how I get all of these cool little things on my stream. And it also makes my chat box. But the chat box that came with this stream pack that I'm using is broken. And I kind of want to try and fix it. My idea was to combine this with stream elements, and hopefully I will be able to pull that off. Tamagotchi Life, yeah, I know. I keep mixing those two up because they have such similar names and such. I hate the way that Tomodachi Life is named. I hate that name so much. It's not even that it's a bad name. It's just really confusing to me because I know of Tamagotchi. And I knew Tamagotchi first before Tomodachi was even a thing, I believe. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this friggin' screen before I blind you guys. That would not be a good time. Alright. I don't know if I want to share this information with you, Stream Elements. Alright. So this is what my Stream Elements looks like right now. It's kind of bare because I haven't been using it much at all recently. But in here, you have all of these stream overlays. And what I want to do is I want to make a completely new one. Just so I can make a chat box. I'm going to add that to the right here. And once that's done, we're going to have a very, very good time. We're going to make it into 1080p. That's fine. Let's add this widget. Okay. Now, first of all, I should probably make a screenshot of this before I do anything else. So we're gonna screenshot my stream layout. I love having a good time. Yes, I know. Alright. So we're just gonna dump that screenshot into my downloads folder real quick. Alright. We can do this. We can do this. First off, I need to add... Okay. I forgot how long that that thing was. Labels, I do not need that. Stream chat. Excellent. So I have this really fun little box right here. But what I want is I want to be able to see how big I need to make that box. That is definitely not what I was hoping to get. Can I upload something to here? Can I upload something to here? This is the stream chat. Okay, I can change all sorts of things about this. Ungroup. I would absolutely love to be able to... Oh, add an image. There we go. I can just... Oh my god, I forgot I had this. This is a... This is supposed to be a lower third that I got with, from Agent Ink Apparel. Who once made my PhoenixStarYT hoodie. Which was a complete waste of money, by the way, because I never ended up selling any of those. I don't think, anyway. So that was really sad. Let's see. So we have that. That is kind of small. But that's okay. I need to put this underneath there. Okay, this chat box is gonna become really tiny if I just do it like that. Is that really how big I can make this? Hang on. Yeah, I wish I would be able to change this up. But, Enable custom font. What? No, I can honestly just leave it at... Am I gonna leave it at this? Is there a good font that I could use for... Because I have a kind of 8-bit style going on here. Is there a bit... Orbitron. Lol. Times New Roman, that's not what I want. What was that? Oh, that's Oxenium. What the frag? That's permanent marker. That's a terrible font to use for this. The fact that they even offer that as an option. Press! There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Now, I kind of despise that I can't really resize it to the exact dimensions that I want. I kind of wish that was made much easier than it actually is right now, but it is what it is. Let me actually just go back into... Yeah, that chat box needs to be a lot skinnier in order to fit this. What I can do is I can just add this in. And what I can do is just see how it goes. So I have the chat box right here. Let's see if I can... Browser settings. It's a real nice stream layout. Yeah, thank you very much. I very much appreciate that. Actually, I can just omit this entirely. And then I want to add a browser source. And we're gonna call that the chat box. Cool. And let's see how that looks. If this doesn't look good, then I would have to change it around a little bit. I would have to make it into something else entirely, but I mean... Oh, oops. Yeah, I love the lo-fi aesthetic. It's a really clean, very nice, very chill aesthetic. Yeah, this is not... I don't think this will work. Yeah, look. First of all, look at how ugly that looks. Yeah, that definitely does not look right. I'm not a huge fan of the way that this is meant to set up. Alright. We're gonna make this work somehow. I don't know how yet, but... I need to get this to fit first. That's the first priority. I really wish that the chat box would just work. But unfortunately, that's just not how it goes. Alright. I want to make sure that the chat box is at the very least black on the background first before I can do a checker chat. What? Is that even gonna look good? It's a little scuffed what I'm doing right here, but you know. Whatever. Okay, now I completely broke it, didn't I? Oh no, there it is. There it is. Cool. I was actually kinda worried that it would not work. Why can't I change the backdrop for this? Because this just looks... The dual tone look of this looks terrible. I hate that. Oh! There we go! That should do it. Let's see if that does the trick. Is the text just completely black now? Ah! Ah! Now you can see who wrote what, but you cannot see the actual message. Okay. Oh my god, I'm such a dude. Oh no, that's not gonna work like that. Oh my god. Can I, at the very least, please change the color? There we go. Also, if you're wondering who that True Gaming and L guy is over there, that is a little test account that I have connected to my Streamlabs, so that if I need to test something in the middle of a live stream because I'm troubleshooting or whatever, that is what does that. Hey, there we go. Not bad. Okay. This is actually a lot better than what I had previously. My god. Now it's hoping that it will actually stay within that little box over there. And if it doesn't, then that should be an easy fix as well. So, thank god. I like Streamlabs. It's a fantastic little thing, but it can be so much of a pain in the ass to actually work with. Also, I would love for this little chat box to be a little bit bigger than it actually is. As it is, it's just a little bit tiny and not very nice. It's way too skinny. I would like for it to be a little bit wider, so that you would have a little bit more room in the text. Streamlabs. Did I seriously say that? Yeah, alright. Whatever. Also, I wanted to take this opportunity to talk about something that has happened to me very recently that I'm very upset about. And it has to do with a certain video that I released not too long ago. So let's actually talk about that, shall we? This is really upsetting. So I can show this. I think this should be no problem. But I recently tried to upload. It's currently up. Like, you can watch it now. It's it should be fine. But I wanted to put up this Snow White video that I made. A classic story reimagined. And the reason why I wanted to make this was because it was a topic that I was very passionate about for a long time. I've been meaning to make this video for a long time, ever since its release. And I'm really glad that I finally made it. It is one that I put so much work and so much effort into. It's honestly more than a little bit ridiculous. If you look at the timeline for one of the chapters in this, there's a total of 7 of them. There was gonna be 8, but I cut down, well, I didn't necessarily cut anything down, because what I did was I combined the last 2 chapters into one whole chapter, just because I felt like what I was talking about in that last chapter was kind of, how do you say that? They were basically the exact same things that I was talking about. So I figured, you know what, let's just combine the last 2 chapters into one and it should all be fine. But like, this video took me a lot to edit. It's currently crashing DaVinci Resolve. Which I don't know if that's the Resolve issue or if that's an issue with my computer. I have no idea what's happening right now. Yeah, copyrighted material got blocked. We're gonna get into that in a little bit, but yeah, this is not gonna work right now, unfortunately. That's a shame. Oh well. Whatever. I will have to see if I can get that fixed later, but yeah, the video got a copyright claim that unfortunately blocked the video worldwide. So it was just pretty much not available to be seen on YouTube whatsoever. I filed a dispute to it, and the video has been made public since. Well, not entirely public, it's still blocked in 2 countries, which tends to be the case for a lot of Disney-related stuff. But it's so incredibly, it's so upsetting to me because of the amount of effort that I put into this one video. Like, it's over half an hour long, and a lot of the time is spent heavily analyzing everything within this movie, from the story in it, the characters, and not even the story in it, actually. It was mostly about the characters, the history behind it, and everything, and especially the songs, which I talked about extensively. It got so extraordinarily bad that the claim was so bad it got the video gets blocked worldwide, and it's forced my paw to put the video up on my website. It's currently not loading because of course it isn't. It's taking too long for it to respond. It's such a shame. The reason why it's probably not loading for me right now is because I'm live streaming and my website is kind of slow. I need to find a way to make it a little bit faster, make it more responsive, so that you would actually be able to load the website relatively quickly. But yeah, let's open up the blog real quick. I can actually just open the thing up from right here. I just realized. But yeah, I had to make a whole blog post, figure out how to get video playback to work inside of WordPress, because I'm building my website in WordPress. And I had to upload the whole video to my website that way. It's available for most places. Belarus and Russia just have certain banned media. Yeah, they ban a lot of stuff. Not to get into detail too much, it seems that a lot of media and music is blocked in those areas because certain world events. No, this actually has a lot to do with the beliefs of certain countries and what certain countries find appropriate, what they don't find appropriate, and whatnot. And it's a real shame that that is the case, because it's because of that a lot of stuff just is not allowed there, because they don't find it appropriate or whatever. This is taking way too long. But yeah, the point is I had to figure out how to get the video to work on my website in order for people to get some way to see it. Here, I can actually show you on my phone. I'm pretty sure it should be able to be you should be able to view it on mobile as well. It's not, the website is not exactly optimized for it, but you can load it up on your phone if you really want it. And you can watch the video that way if you so desired. Not really the method that I would go for though. But that's just me. Let me see, koenscorner.com. And of course on mobile it loads a lot faster than on desktop, so I would be able to show you. But yeah, the video is right there. Oh shit. In 1937, a man by it's really, really loud right now. But yeah. Here it is, on the website. Hilarious, isn't it? I love it. But yeah. The fact that I had to figure out how to do that is extraordinary. It's really, it was a very fun endeavor. This was a great excuse for me to figure out how to get that to work and how to do this. But it was not a fun process. It really was not. It was a thing where I really needed to figure out what a good video player would be for WordPress, because there's a bunch of different ones available, and they all have their own unique features. The first one that I went with was broken, so nobody was going to be able to reliably use that, because it was one of those things where I can just open a random video. Let's just open this one up. And if I was to play it like this, everything is perfectly fine. There's no issues whatsoever. But if I was to open another tab, just imagine this for a second, okay? If I open another tab, you can still, and I still have the video playing on another tab, you would still be able to hear it. But if you was to switch back to that tab, the video would just be gone, and all you would be seeing is the video description for it. Same thing goes for when you go into full screen, like this, and you would exit full screen mode. The video would be completely gone, but you would still be able to hear it. That's an annoying thing to deal with, and I despise the fact that that is even a thing that can happen. But it did happen, and I hated having to go through the whole process of finding something that would actually work, because I had no idea. I'm still learning so much about web hosting and about how building a website works. Now the video has luckily since been made public, so you can now watch the video on YouTube if you really want it. Please watch it. I don't normally actively tell people please go watch my videos. I don't like doing that, but this is one that I genuinely put so much time and so much effort to. See the video. Yeah, please go. Really good. It's a really good one, and I'm very proud of it. So we keep on learning as one does. Yeah, of course. That's just life in general, my man. It's just how it goes. You screw up something, you you learn and you try something else. That's just the way it is. I literally just found studio mode in Streamlabs OBS. It's just really, really hidden in the... Thank you very much, Streamlabs, for making my job so much easier by hiding your studio mode in the way that you do. Excellent. Really appreciate that. Is this... Oh. The lo-fi remix is repeating itself. It's honestly fine, I don't care. I can remix it. I have one unread notification. Oh, that was... Ah, that's fine. They're good jams, thank you for it. Yeah, absolutely no problem. I've been really loving using lo-fi in all of my live streams. And in all of my videos. Well, not all of my live streams. I've been using a lot more of my much older mix. Like I have a particular playlist on iTunes that I use for a lot of my live streams these days. I actually have two of them. One for lo-fi and one for more general live streams or for more specific things. Like if I want to do something a little bit more exciting. Let me actually put on one of the songs in that playlist. I'm gonna get back into the lo-fi a little bit later, but this is one of those. I have nearly 400 songs in this playlist. It's actually a little bit ridiculous, but yeah. Let's put this one on for size. If I want to have something a little bit more exciting and a little bit more action-packed, I guess I would use this particular playlist that I currently have on. It's the reason why I like this playlist is because it just has a lot more general music in it. But I like lo-fi for some of the more chill streams that I do. They're just a little bit more, I don't know. It also just fits me. It fits my brand a little bit more because I've been using lo-fi almost exclusively in Koen's Corner for a hot minute now, and I don't know. I just prefer it that way. I think it's just a little bit better than the stuff that I used for the longest time. Ever since I discovered lo-fi, it's just the style of music that I prefer to have in my videos and in my live streams. I like the vibe. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Unrelated to anything that I was just talking about, my friend Phantom Strider just posted my latest video in his Discord server. Strider, if you're watching this, thank you very much, man. I appreciate you helping me out. It's it's amazing. Yeah, Strider and I are definitely still on very good terms. Ever since I quit my my editing job. Or ever since I resigned is a much nicer way to put it. Like, it's not like we were ever on any bad terms or whatever. We were always on very good terms. And, that would, I don't know if that would ever change, really. He's great. I'm gonna respond to him real quick. That's that seems like the thing that I should do, right? Oh my goodness, it's already nearly 3 p.m. Alright, what am I gonna do real quick, because I haven't really been eating much today. I'm gonna go grab something to snack on, and I will be back in just a second. And before anyone anyone asks, I did not eat much today because I'm honestly not especially, and one of the reasons why this is also more of a small talk slash chit chat stream is because, or a hangout stream as some would call it, is simply because I'm honestly a little tired. Because I went to a theme park yesterday, which was really fun. Went into a ton of amazing roller coasters and all sorts of crazy rides. A lot of them were thrill rides because it's a thrill park more than an actual just amusement park, which is honestly great because I love thrill rides, but I also at the same time hate thrill rides. They're so incredibly, they're so fast, they're so incredibly quick, and it's just, I don't know, man, it's as much as I love thrill rides, I also really don't like them. Anyway, I got some egg waffles, and I got a protein bar. I'm not gonna do a very extensive lunch, given it just turned 3 p.m. where I live, and I don't really feel like getting too much food before dinner. Because we're gonna have dinner in a few hours from now. So, and I'm also honestly just really not that hungry today because I'm so tired. Eating on live stream is not really something that I do too often anymore. Just because, I don't know, I've never really felt right eating on camera, eating on live stream, whatever. Like, if I'm on a Discord call, I don't really care. I can do it just fine. But when I'm doing a live stream, I'm setting a show up for you guys. So I don't know. But I just don't want to have my entire stream, or at least a good chunk of it, be like this, you know? Oh shit! I just realized that the social bar is still absolutely broken on that screen. I need to fix this so much. I hate what I have going on. I feel like there's a very big delay between whenever someone types something in chat and whenever it appears. It takes a good few seconds. But oh well, it's what it is. Alright. That's the egg waffles. Alright. Well, that is it. Another something that I've been, very busy with is work, obviously. Been doing a lot of IT related stuff. I recently found some ancient computers that we have sitting around in the around the company that unfortunately I was not able to get a picture of because I am not allowed to make and share pictures on social media, so I'm not going to be posting any pictures of that. But one of the things that yeah, the last PC pic you took looks like it had its best time behind it. Yeah, pretty much. I recently came across one computer. It was a tablet slash laptop hybrid. It had a detachable screen, it had all of it, and it was a kind of, it was crazy because the whole thing was destroyed. Like literally every single piece of it. And the only reason why I think that happened is because somebody drove over it with their car or whatever. So the screen was completely shattered. The trackpad was made out of glass, so that was entirely shattered. It was literally just the fact that the glass was even holding together at all was kind of a miracle. Like, props to glass manufacturers for actually making glass that's durable, that's not durable enough to keep it from shattering, but that's durable enough to where it would at the very least still hold together. If that makes sense. Like, I guess glass tends to get completely glued to the display on laptops, but still, it's amazing that the glass was able to hold, because it was still technically in one piece. There were a bunch of loose pieces to the glass, and some of them had already long gone, but for the most part it was still in one piece. Which is hilarious to think about, but yeah. I love that is a thing. But yeah, somebody clearly ran it over with their car or with a forklift or whatever. The whole thing was destroyed. Like, if it wasn't for the fact that the tablet was, or that the keyboard was detachable, and the thing had a, what was it? God, I can't. All of a sudden, I can't say things. And it had a hinge to it. If it had a hinge to it, that hinge would have long since snapped off. The only thing that had a latch, I was gonna say, a hinge at that point, was the stand that the tablet could sit on if you were to prop it up on a desk. And even that thing is stiff like fuck. Like, that thing was that thing was barely moving. A forklift, metal half. I mean, look, it sounds crazy, but I promise it isn't, because forklifts are heavy like hell. A lot of people don't know this, but forklifts are a minimum of 2,000 kilograms, which I don't even know how much that is in pounds for you American folks. But those things are incredibly heavy, and they are so heavy that they could literally crush anything underneath it if it was to run over something. As a matter of fact, they are so incredibly heavy that if they were to tip over and you were to jump out of it, you would end up underneath it and you would get completely crushed and die from it. So that is how heavy a forklift is. There is no friggin' way that anything would survive if it was to get crushed underneath a forklift or run over. So yeah, that thing was never going to survive. It was ever to be ran over by yeah. Would probably make a crack in the concrete too. Oh yeah, it absolutely would crack concrete as well. Which it's kind of crazy to think about, but yeah. I'm gonna stop flipping this thing because this ballad song in particular makes a really loud ring. You can probably hear it. And it's kind of annoying to my ears. Especially when I do it like this. This thing is loud, man. I kind of love the sound, but I also... My ears just don't jive with it very well. Here, maybe I should flip something a little bit quieter. Oh man, this thing, yeah. I've been working a little bit on my ballad song skills as well lately, especially when I'm at work. I'm just gonna stand up for a little bit. And I'm gonna do a little bit of flipping live on stream. It's gonna be a little bit tricky because of this chair, but we're gonna make this happen. I'm gonna change the setup a little bit. Oh my goodness. Oh. We're gonna make this work. We're gonna make this work, creators. Would you guys be able to hear me if I prop up my mic like this? Is this good framing over here? How's the sound? Is everything working right still? I hear you. Okay, great. Let's see how... Oh, this is gonna work perfectly. Great. So let's just flip for a little bit, shall we? My forehead is a little bit caught, but fine. That's a caveat that I'm willing to undertake. I don't know if I should be flipping this particular thing. It's kind of... This thing is one of my favorite ballad songs ever. Just by the looks alone. It flips amazing. It's incredibly light. But it really flips well. And I love it. But because of how pretty it is, I don't know if I really want to flip it above hard ground. I don't have carpet in my room. So... And I don't really want to damage this thing because of that. This is something that I've been trying to do a little bit more, transfers between my paws. It's a little tough to see, but, I mean... Yeah, this is... I really wish I had better lighting than this. I should probably get something that I'm a little bit more willing to flip above a hard ground, something like this, which also does not have the greatest of sounds. It has a little bit of a ring to it, but it's at the very least not nearly as bad as that other thing that I was showing a little bit earlier. Yeah, I've been trying to learn a few new tricks recently, which has been a lot of fun. I'm still not especially good at this. Especially because I'm just not really all that consistent with it. But I'm trying the best I can. Well, come on. Oh, what the heck were you doing there? Also, look at this little thing. It's designed to look like a shark, and it has the gills on the blade, it has the gills on the handles, and man, this thing is so cool. I love it. It's not the best flipper in the world, but I mean, I just love the design. It's got a very nice design, yeah, right? Oh! That just dropped straight onto my glasses. I need to be a little bit more careful. Whoops! That thing just went flying. That was exactly what I was afraid of earlier. I'm gonna switch it up between different ballad songs. This thing is gonna be impossible to see because it's so dark. I kinda want to just shove a little bit. Do it a little bit like that. It's still gonna be impossible to see because of that frickin' chair. Come on. Let me have this moment, creators. Also, Wolf! Okay, hang on. I need to get a little bit more light inside. Here we go. That should hopefully be better. I need to focus a little bit when I'm flipping this, because this thing is what is known as a false edge. It is a completely dull blade, but it does have a relatively sharp tip to it, which did get me a few times. Big blush. If you want to see a big blush, I mean, I got some bigger blushes to show a little bit later. Oh, doing that trick on this thing is terrifying. It's not really a ballad song that I enjoy flipping that much, simply because it has that false edge and simply because it has that sharp tip. It's something that I need to be a little bit more cautious of when flipping. So, but yeah, it's a cool thing. I want to see if I have some other ballad songs that I don't flip nearly as often anymore. Wrong thing. So I have a couple of these cases that I fill with ballad songs that I don't really flip all that much anymore for various reasons. One of which is this beauty right here. I'm gonna try to flip this. I don't know how well it'll go, but it still sounds amazing though. Yeah, this is one of the first ballad songs that I ever bought as well. So this thing has a little bit of a special place in my heart because of that. And the reason why I don't flip it as much anymore is because I just have other ballad songs that I prefer a little bit more over this. But I do really like the way that this thing flips. As you can see, I'm able to flip this moderately competently, I'd say. Also, I just now came to the realization. This is the first time that I ever really showcase more of my my plush collection on video. I usually only have God, I suddenly forgot how to English. I usually just have that shelf up on screen, if even that. It's a good angle to showcase them all. It is a good angle to showcase them all. It's just, it's not really a very good angle to be filming at in general, unfortunately. Just because, well, I mean, I could potentially just make videos like this, but it would be incredibly awkward for me to do. Because it's just not something, it's just not really a video style that I'm personally used to. Like, I'll put it this way, I'm a lot more used to actually just using a proper camera for these kinds of standing up videos. Oh my god, just get back on the stand, you piece of shit. There we go. I need that tripod that I have this propped up to my camera is starting to get dusty like fuck. I need to clean it really badly very soon. But yeah. Look at that. Oh! Ah, that's almost a good shortstop with the extrusion. Oh, come on, man. Maybe I should actually... I have another one that I would love to show you. This is gonna be fun. It's in another one of those cases. I have two of these. And the reason why... the reason why is because I once bought two more expensive battle songs of the same company, and they both come in those cases. Very nice Wolf Dreamcatcher. It's very nice. Yeah, thank you. I don't even remember ever. I don't remember what, how I got this or why I got it from. It might have been a gift from somebody once, but yeah, it's one of those things where it's just really pretty. I love the fact that I have it, and regardless of the story that it tells, it's obviously has a lot of meaning to me. I remember you telling me it was a gift. Okay, then it probably was a gift. Whoa! It probably was a gift then. I don't know. Fun fact, this is the first battle song that I ever got. And compared to all of the other stuff that I literally just flipped a minute ago, this thing sucks. It sucks amazingly hard to flip. It has... I don't know if you will be able to hear that, but it taps like crazy. And just to give you some idea of how ballad songs work, tap is a very good indication of how good the tolerances are in your ballad song. Tolerances are basically just how much play does it have, how, like, I don't know if I'll be able to show this very well, but this thing has a crap ton of play. It doesn't sound good. It doesn't have a lot of bounce to it. Compare that to Where Is... This is my favorite ballad song, Firefly CX1. Oh, fuck. This thing also has a little bit of tap. I forgot that this thing, it's a little dry. I need to oil it. But if I was to oil this right now, I would completely get rid of the tap. Let me see if I have something else that doesn't have tap. And that's also a little bit dry. I guess this thing, this is my Nibalis Canyon. No tap. And it still sounds amazing and it still flips amazing. I'm gonna put you up back on your stand real quick. But this thing just... It should not be making that noise. It's really annoying. It also just fell apart very, very quickly. This thing basically does not have any sort of durability to it. Because it fell apart on me very soon after I got it. And it also just really loves to do that a lot of the time when I don't have my screws tightened up with Loctite and whatever. It has pins in it that fell apart, that fell out after having beaten it quite a few times for quite a while. It's really, really slippery. It basically doesn't have any surface texture on it. So it wants to fall out of my hand or out of my paws all the time. Which, as you can imagine, kind of sucks if you're just trying to do a decent combo on it. I'm still not especially good at transfers, but I'm trying the best I can. I want to see if I can actually do a few tricks on this with my left paw. I don't do this a ton, so bear with me. Oh. That's what I mean. Oh, shit, man. I suck so much with my left paw. Why am I doing this right now? Okay, there's actually a somewhat decent combo on it. Yeah, this thing sucks. I'm gonna move on from it. I love Novalis. They make amazing products. That is not one of them. This, however, is. Ballad song that looks like cheese. As goofy as that is, it's kind of fire. Like, this thing flips a lot better than you would imagine for how goofy it looks. At this point, I'm just making, at this point, this is just an ad for Novalis products, and I don't even care anymore. Your passion for ballad songs is very adoring. Thank you very much. Oh God! I almost made. I almost got that perfectly clean. Like, I'm not especially good at this, but the way I see it, you don't necessarily have to be if you want to enjoy it, and that is also how I feel about a lot of other things in life. Like, I also would not consider myself a very good content creator, but what I do consider myself is a very passionate content creator. And that to me is a lot more important than actually being good at what I do. Like, I make some pretty dang... the videos that I've been making this last year have been really fun to work on. Especially because they just really combine all of the things that I personally love about content creation as a whole. I like discussions of psychology, mental health, animation, and movies, and I decided to combine all of them together. And I put a lot of work and a lot of effort into everything that I create these days. And I'm very glad that I have an output, that I have a place where I can actually put all of that stuff. Be it my website, be it my YouTube channel, be it my Blue Sky, be it anywhere. And there's a very good chance that more is gonna come, because I now have a camera that I can actually make even better stuff with. At some point, I might even just completely omit the use of animation or movies entirely and just talk about the stuff that I actually find interesting. In a way that might even be a little bit more, I don't want to say more engaging, but in a way that a lot more people might find compelling or something like that, rather than just me talking about mental health being discussed in movies, because there's a considerable amount of people who just think that people like me take animation way more seriously than we probably should, even though they are talking about serious subject matters that should be talked about in a serious manner and in a serious subject or in a serious context. Also, this thing is a little dry too. I'm gonna oil some of these things. I have a small bottle of carbon honey here, which is a special oil specifically made for balisongs. We're gonna oil these things. A small drop. Specifically this extrusion, I want to give a little bit of oil. Just because this extrusion will flip phenomenally once it has a little bit of oil. It already flips really well. So did I just get a little bit of that on my fingers? Maybe a little bit. I'll have to wash my hands a little bit afterwards. Let's work that in. Oh, I can already hear the difference in sound. I can do that literally all day. I can genuinely do that all day because I love the sound of different balisongs. Oh! Oh! That was not nice. I did manage to get the tap out of it. Well, mostly. It does still have a little bit of play, but you know, that's alright. It's alright. No worries. It still flips great, though. I'm probably gonna clean up all of the balisongs in a little bit and move on from the balisongs, get my setup to where it was before, because I don't want to stand here and flip balisongs throughout the entire live stream or throughout the remainder of this live stream. I also just want to sit back and talk about some other things. Such as a couple of upgrades that I may want to make to this YouTube channel, but also to my setup, because there's a few things that I kind of need to upgrade. Yes, even with all of the upgrades that I made to my setup, there's still so much that I need to do. Balisong flipping stream. Maybe I will do a almost exclusively balisong stream. Maybe that's something that some people, if that is something that people would want to see, I could potentially do that. I know there's a few people who always tell me, "Hey, just make whatever the hell you want, man. We literally don't care. Just make whatever you want, and we will see it." And, you know, that's amazing to hear, that people would be interested in whatever the hell I do and whatever the hell I make. Like, they know that I would, at the very least, try to make it interesting and try to make it fun and whatnot. And it's an amazing compliment that I very much appreciate. Let's see, there is one last thing think I've shown this before. Actually, there's two last things that I would like to show in this before I actually end off the stream, or before I end off this section of the stream, sorry. Which is this thing. Now, this, I'm gonna bring it up a little bit. You can't really see the color, it's in purple. This is one of the most iconic blade shapes in the entire Balisong community. It's just, this trainer is not exactly that great. So basically, what this is a rebirth or a reboot, I don't really know what it is, of a classic called the Zenith Trainer. And basically, the idea of this is to be a good entry-level Balisong for beginners who are looking for something good to buy. It comes with a symmetrical blade that has a tactile bite handle indicator on it, or a bite handle marker, whatever you want to call it. Which is basically saying, which is basically a very complicated way to say, this has a very clear marker to tell you, hey, you just hit the bite side and whatnot. The stream is sponsored by Nobody Knows Your Chance. Is that a reference that that other people are going to get? Is that a reference that people will understand, and will people know what that is from? Or are people actually gonna think that this live stream is sponsored somehow? I don't know how this live stream would be sponsored. I literally do not have the viewership to have any sponsors at all, but you know. It's an amazing. This thing flips all right. It just doesn't exactly feel. There we go. It just doesn't feel especially responsive in some things, and it struggles in some of the fundamentals, such as. Okay, it kind of. Never mind. It kind of fans all right. Like it can do that. That's actually. Oh. That would have been really bad if this was a live blade, because I was holding it by the bite handle. You know what? We're not gonna try that infinity fan anymore. But I will try this. To be extra careful with this one, because the screws love to come undone on this, and they just fly out and you will never find them again. I've had that happen to me once, and I was flipping over my bed and I was trying out all of the Balisongs that I had at that time and counting them, and this thing literally just flew right out of my paws. Or the screws fell right out of the thing. So we don't want you to cut your paws. I know. I try to be careful. There's a reason why, because all of the Balisongs that I own right now, they're all trainers, which basically means that they don't have a sharp blade to them. Like this one has, they're basically just thick pieces of steel. But beyond that, they just don't really have a whole lot to them. They don't have much anything of an edge on them, which I prefer, because I have absolutely no desire to get an actually sharp Balisong and flip with it. I do own one. Ow! Poked myself right there. Oh, that hurt. Oh, yeah, right. Also. Yeah, that sounds nice, doesn't it? I do own a live blade Balisong. Let me actually see if I can find it. Oh yeah, it's right over here. just sitting here. So I do own a live blade that I never flip because this thing is sharp as hell, and I don't want to cut myself on it. The fact that I'm even able to do this is kind of a miracle. Oh. I'm genuinely so scared to flip this. I'm not gonna... It doesn't help that it has this really annoying piece of shit of a latch to it that completely throws off the balance. And the whole thing is made out of steel, so it's heavy like fuck. It's really annoying, and I don't like it. Okay, I made kind of a mess on my chair. What we'll do is I'm gonna take these battle songs, I'm gonna clean them up. Oh, I'm gonna clean them up. I'm gonna put them away, right there in that drawer. And then we're gonna set all of this up to where it used to be. So these battle songs I literally don't really flip basically ever anymore. I do flip this one from time to time. This is a purple one that I flip very frequently still because, for one thing, it sounds... I mean, it's really loud, but it sounds absolutely beautiful, and I love it. But yeah, these are some of the ones that I flip pretty frequently. But the ones that I currently have sitting on my desk, such as this one, such as this Shark Boy, which is still one of my favorite ballad song designs ever, such as my bottle opener ballad songs. Like, this thing is freaking sick, and it sounds amazing. It's a little bit quieter. This thing sounds so good, though. The ballad songs that I have sitting in front of me are some of my favorites. That's enough ballad song, though. Oh my goodness. It's gotta be fun getting my setup to where it was before. That should be good. Hopefully. Oh. I like that bottle opener one. Yeah, this is actually my most expensive one as well. Like, this thing was... When I bought this, I think it was like, I want to say $220? Something like that. It's the most expensive ballad song in my collection. And it's made out of some of the best materials that you can get. Now, the blade steel is not the best. It's 410 stainless steel. If you want to get the best of the best blade steel, S35VN is what you want. This is only this is not even within that range at all. This is 410 stainless steel, which is often found in some of the cheaper ballad songs that you can get. Still very good. It's good enough for the kind of ballad song that thing is. This is my personal favorite, though. And if you know anything about me... Oh, hang on. I have so much garbage in the way. I need to... I really need to... I need to tidy up my room really, really bad. But if you know anything about me, you should know... Oh my goodness, this is gonna be really tough to see. Why this thing is my favorite. It's gonna be really tough to see on camera, but I'm pretty sure you get the gist. Also, this freaking Phoenix Star plush is literally the biggest friggin' thing I've ever gone. He's huge, but he's so good. Alright. That's enough of you, Phoenix. He's always on the spotlight. Whenever I make a new Koen's Corner, he's always there. And you get to see him very often. Well, not nearly as often as I once showed him. Just because the Phoenix Star, my channel has kind of moved on in a direction where I'm not really showing the avatar much anymore. And a big reason for that is because I don't really know if I want to use the avatars that much anymore. Because the avatars, they're cool, and I like them. But the problem is that, let me just actually show this, because I think this is an interesting thing. I think. Don't worry about these scattered icons. It doesn't normally it does not look like that, but I keep switching back and forth between different resolutions, and my computer doesn't really like me doing that whatsoever. But anyway, I need to make sure that I'm not showing anything that I cannot show on stream. But let's see, where is my... Yeah. Here we go. I used to have a collection of avatars that for some reason would not load. Look at this. Windows is... Oh, okay, there we go. I used to have this huge set of character stills by Oblivion Fall. I still have it, as you can see. And I absolutely love the crap out of this set. Like, these are some of the cleanest and the best avatars I've ever seen. Like, Oblivion Fall has such an amazing talent to just take whatever design you have and make it into a pony OC and make this beautiful set out of it. And I love what he does. The problem is, though, is that the pony is just really... It doesn't fit me, and it doesn't fit what I want to do on this channel anymore. I used to make My Little Pony videos, and I used to have my pony OC in all of those for a while, but unfortunately those videos have long since been phased out, and I don't really use them anymore since then. And then I came with the idea of, you know what, I don't want to use the pony much anymore. I want to actually have the wolf in my videos. So I reached out to Jan from Jan Animation Studios, and we worked together on the wolf as we know him today, in the form of this beautiful puppet that Jan made for me. And I love the fact that I can actually pose this guy however I like. He has full lip sync, so I can just go into here. He has full lip sync, so if I needed, I could just literally spring him to life, make him talk, and that is amazing. I love this whole puppet that he made, but it's just, this whole thing complicates the whole video production process of Koen's Corner in a way that I never expected and I never wanted. Because the thing is, now I have this puppet that I can lip sync. And I did do a little bit of lip sync for a few videos, and I experimented with it a few times before. But it just makes the whole process a lot more complicated. It makes it slower. It makes everything that I do just that much more... Oh my goodness, this thing is suddenly so cold. My god. Okay. But it just, it makes the process a lot slower and a lot longer, which is something that I was not a big fan of. I was working on some Koen's Corners that I wanted to release at some point. And I basically just scrapped those ideas in favor of something else that would be a little bit easier to work with. And since then I completely retired the idea of having my character be fully animated. And now it's mostly just footage, images, and text. That is pretty much all there is to that. It was good fun experimenting with animation. It was great fun, but it's not something, it's not for me. I don't have the time to fully animate my character for the sake of one video that I might release once a year. Because that's how slow this whole process made my my production speed. And it's also just something that I don't really have the motivation for, I realized. I would honestly much rather put a little less effort into the stuff that I do and have the video at the very least sound good and have the footage make sense with what I'm talking about, rather than having to painstakingly move around different parts of my character in order to pose him and painstakingly lip sync every single frame of dialogue that I'm saying in my video. I just don't prefer that. I'm also gonna put this thing on because I want to listen to the music while I'm talking to you. It's just not how I prefer to do this kind of thing. Anyway, let's actually do something fun. I have with me here a small little notebook that I plan on taking with me everywhere I go, because that's another thing that I'm changing about my personal life, is that I'm trying to reduce the amount of screen time that I have, because I tend to be online a lot, and it's not something that I'm particularly happy with, because when you're online as much as I am, you start to really lose sense of, you start to really lose the connection that you have with the world. And I honestly don't really want that anymore. Because my connection with the world is very, very, very important to me. And I really want... Oh, fuck, I just ruined it, didn't I? Oh, no, it's fine. No worries. And I just want that connection to be restored. So what I did was I got myself a little notebook that I'm going to be taking with me everywhere I go. And instead of texting my friends and whatnot about whatever it is that I was doing at work today, I'm going to be taking this thing with me everywhere I go. I'm going to be writing notes for Koen's Corner on it. I'm going to be writing poetry on it, video concepts, and all of that's fun stuff. This is coming with me everywhere I go. It's also a very small one, as you can probably see. So it'll be very easy to take with me. And this is also going on my little vacation trip, because I'm going on vacation very soon. But anyway, what I also have are a couple of stickers. And you can probably imagine what's gonna happen next. So I'm just gonna take this, stick it on here. I love stickers. They're so fun. This is going on the back. Here he is. This is a very nice little big guy. I don't remember what this is. I think it's supposed to be a Pokemon. I know very little about Pokemon anymore. The franchise has been going on for such a long time. And in recent years, I haven't really been keeping up with what Pokemon have been added to the roster. Because I also just really did not have much of any interest in it for the longest time anymore. Which... It's a shame that Pokemon didn't really catch my interest anymore after a while. Because I used to absolutely adore Pokemon once upon a time. But nowadays it's just one of those franchises where I'm kind of like, been there, done that. Anyway, Espeon. I recently got this sticker at a My Little Pony meetup. Somebody was selling stickers of things, and I say stickers of things because they were selling more than just Pokemon, My Little Pony stickers. They were also selling these kinds of Pokemon stickers. And I think I also saw some Hell of a Boss stickers around there. So they were just selling stickers of things, and it was amazing. They were also a very nice person, and I really enjoyed talking to them. Rendering a video about Pokemon Pokopia. Ah, Pokopia! That's the new, I don't even know what that is, actually. I've seen a few things, I've heard a lot of things about it. Like, one of my friends was playing it the other day, I believe. Apparently, it's supposed to be a very, very fun little Pokemon game. I literally know nothing about it. So, I have no clue what it actually is. But I'm sure it's fun. I'm sure it's a fun game. It's Pokemon, so surely it's a Pokemon spin-off, and Pokemon spin-offs tend to be pretty good. That's at least one thing that I have to give the Pokemon Company credit for, is that they at the very least think to make decent spin-off games in the franchise. I like the OST in particular. Pokemon and good music kind of go together very well. Like, Pokemon tends to have a very good soundtrack. No matter which game you get. There's some Pokemon games that I prefer the soundtrack of more than others, obviously. That's always going to be the case. Like, this lo-fi mix that you're currently hearing is, came from Pokemon Silver, Gold, and Crystal, which are some of my favorite Pokemon games. I actually kind of want to see if I can find a lo-fi mix of the Hoenn region. Just because I also really enjoy the soundtrack of, oh, yeah, there we go. Just found it. I'm gonna pause this for a second. I'm gonna leave that open, just because I do want to... If this soundtrack doesn't work out, then I'm gonna listen to something else. Oh, there's also a Kanto lo-fi. Alright, I'm gonna listen to that in a little bit, but yeah. Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, my beloved. My personal favorite has always been Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, the Hoenn region. The Hoenn region is the region where pretty much everything that was good about Pokemon came together, and where it improved upon it in every single way imaginable. The Kanto region made, like, what was cool about the Kanto region was that, well, the single fact that it existed at all. Because the original Game Boy was not especially designed for big open world adventure games with a whole story to it and everything. Like, the Pokemon is an RPG, right? And the thing with the Game Boy was that it wasn't exactly built for those types of games. It was not very powerful. It was not very good for it. So the fact that the original Pokemon games were even playable at all in the first place is kind of a miracle. They're not they have not aged especially well. Like, they're kind of broken by today's standards. In fact, they might have even been broken by the standards of the time. I don't know, but it was amazing that they worked. Pokemon Johto took the Kanto region and improved upon them. They made it more stable. They make it look better because it was now in color, and added more Pokemon to it, which is something that would end up doing in every single new generation to come. It added a lot of new features. Like, I don't know if the original Pokemon games actually had a bicycle, but it had bicycles, it had shinies, it had... Jesus Christ, what more was there? It had a lot of things. Quality of life improvements were there. Yeah, it was just really solid. And then you had Hoenn, which took everything that was already great about the previous games and perfected it. And then they went ahead and they added more and more stuff to it. Like the ability to dive underwater and to find dungeons underneath there. That's just showing off at that point, quite frankly. I have Pokemon Pinball, Ruby, and Sapphire in the GBA. It legit was my first Pokemon game. That's a way to start. That's a good way to start your Pokemon journey. It's definitely a really interesting way to start off your journey, but hey, that's definitely a I feel good moments right there. Pokemon Pinball was a wild one. For sure, yeah. You gotta love it. Alright. I think we've been going on for long enough. We've been rambling on for such a long time at this point. I'm gonna get back to work on my next Koen's Corner because there's still a lot of work to be done with that. I have a bunch of really cool projects in the works. And one of them is gonna be a little bit more of a personal one. And I'm very excited to show you what I've got cooking up there. But until then, we have reached the end. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Feel free to check out some of my other Koen's Corners, my socials, and all of it. You know where to find all of it. I'm sure that will be great. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Else we see... Jesus. I will see you creators in the next one. Also, I'm keeping this beautiful Hoenn mix This is beautiful.